It is a great honor to be with you today. The last time we were here together was the time when that, some would call it a water spout, some would call it a tornado. I don't know what happened. Went through all of us, and I showed up about 30 seconds late, soaking wet. Thanks be to God, it was a lot easier today. The journey was a lot easier. But here we are in November, and I love November. It's one of my favorite months because November is a time of transition, and it's a time of change. We go from, and during my years in Salem, I could not wait for November. Couldn't wait for it. But I love November because we shifted gears and we begin to look ahead. November, we remember our beloved dead in our families, our friends, those that we remember who've been part of our lives, who have gone before us. This is a time to give thanks and begin to prepare for celebrations to come. The sports fan in me loves November in lots of ways. The hockey season is starting off so well. The football season is in mid-season form, and basketball is beginning soon. And even the hot stove of baseball is very interesting as well. The other day I saw a very interesting play, and maybe you did as well. It was plastered all over the internet. It was a very interesting play where this player ran all the way into the end zone, had the ball and ran into the end zone, and everybody was going crazy. And right before he crossed the line, he dropped the ball. And in the chaos of the celebration that was going on in the end zone, the players convinced that this player had scored, one of the opposing players picked up the ball and began to run the other way, to the other end zone, and scored a 99.5-yard touchdown. It was one of the most unusual, bizarre plays I've ever seen. It reminds us, I pray, that November reminds us about what is important. It was important for that guy to have that ball and to cross the end zone line so he can get in the end zone and score. But in the excitement, he forgot what was important. We live in a world that is constantly trying to distract us, trying to present us something over and over again to take our attention away from what is important. But I hope that November reminds us about what is important, about what gives us priority in our lives. We remember, as I mentioned, our beloved dead. The people in our lives who have taught us, instructed us, loved us. Yesterday I had the privilege and the honor to baptize 5 babies. Oh, we had a ball. It was great. And I talked about, as I pointed around in beautiful Sacred Heart Church, all the stained glass windows and the statues and the pictures of the saints as they are in this chapel as well, and in our own parishes and churches. I talked about how these great men and women throughout the history of our faith have taught us, have reminded us, keep your eye on the ball, focus on what's in front of you. St. Leo the Great, in the midst of all the chaos of the heresies that were rampant throughout the church, called his people to focus on Christ, focus on the dual nature of our Lord. No matter what, we will find our way through it. In today's gospel, Jesus proclaims that very distinctly and very clearly. Focus on what's in front of you. Focus on all that God has given you. Thank God for it, and then do something with it. Just as the bishops in that first reading are called to a way of life, so are each and every one of us, to appreciate by the gifts that we have received what we're called to do, in season and out of season, when it's easy, and even more powerfully when it's difficult. This is our challenge. This is our hope. This is a beautiful time of year. And it's a time for us to pause and to remember. Tomorrow, we will remember those who have given their lives in the defense and the protection of our country. There's a beautiful it's a beautiful song that I love to quote this time of year. Some of you will know these words. It reminds us about what is important and valuable. All we've been given by those who came before. The dream of a nation where freedom would endure. The work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall be our legacy? What will our children say? Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings that I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. Each generations, from the plains to distant shores, with the gifts they were given, were determined to leave more. Battles fought together, acts of conscience fought alone. These are the seeds from which America has grown. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings that I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. For those who think they have nothing to share, who fear in their heart there is no hero there, know each quiet act of dignity is that which fortifies the soul of a nation that will never die. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings that I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. As we pause tomorrow and reflect on those who have given their lives, may we never, ever forget their sacrifice. And may it remind us of our call to focus on what we've been given, to share it with the world.